Yeah, let's shift gears. And speaking of Hollywood, right? Let's shift gears. I haven't talked about the speech by Jesse Williams at the BET Awards. That really, I mean, that was a, I mean, to say it was a great speech is an understatement. I mean, it really was something, and it pissed a lot of white people off, right? So we'll talk about that in the second half.
Pissed off some black people too.
Yeah, surprise. It does. It's amazing how that works, right? Tell me about the speech. I mean, I was following your timeline, so I know everything that you thought about the speech. I know everything. I know. I won't even say some of the things that you said about the speech, but tell me what you thought about the speech and what were some of your favorite moments out of that speech.
Oh man. I really think that it was a seminal moment in television, and I don't think that's really overstating it too much.
Right.
Not only because of what he said, but also because of how he said it
Yeah,
and
man.
where he said it. Because let's remember, it wasn't just broadcast on BET; it was also broadcast on Nickelodeon,
Right.
and several other stations. And so those who may not normally have been interested in the BET Awards may have gotten, a very hard dose of reality
Yeah.
from Jesse Williams' speech. He started the speech after thanking his parents and his beautiful wife by saying that, the award is for Black women and
Mm,
that, we as Black men can and will do better
hmm.
by Black women. And I think that set the tone, and it was absolutely beautiful. And he called everybody out. He called out white folks who like to think sometimes of themselves as allies, and especially those who don't consider themselves as allies. He called out Black folks who are operating from a position of class and
Hmm.
economic privilege and saying, do not rest on your laurels. Again, he called out Black men. So, no one was immune that night. One of the other just fantastic things, and if you know about Jesse Williams, you know that he's been woke, as we say, for a long, long time. But the fact that he used his platform to speak so eloquently and
Powerful.
passionately
Yeah.
about Black people,
Yeah.
yeah, when he didn't have to, and when it may mean less roles for him, that it's going, and he has even spoken of the fact that as a man with a Black father and a white mother, he operates from a position of privilege as well, not just with respect to his finances, but also, his light skin,
Hmm.
and his European features, whatever that means, and his blue eyes.
Hmm.
And he spoke about that as well. So he really, and it was the best 5 minutes in
Yeah.
television that I can think of for the last decade, and he hit it on all cylinders.
I mean, yeah, he hit it on all cylinders. He was powerful. He was bold, and he was sharp, man. The brother was clean. It's a good-looking brother to deliver a powerful message, and it just had everybody captivated, not focused on anything else but the message. Like when he said, it's not the burden of the brutalized. I'm sorry. The burden of the brutalized is not to comfort the bystander. That's not our job. I mean, he really put into context this entire
Phew.
past year of people, and 2 years really,
Yeah.
of people telling us that you shouldn't protest this way, you're disturbing this X, Y, and Z. Like that line by itself really just catapulted the message and amplified it like 1,000-fold, to me. What did you think about that
Right,
particular
right.
line?
Yeah, I love that line. To me, he was saying, it's not our job to make you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and we've got so much going on that your hurt feelings or the fact that, you can't get your Frappuccino because, we are staging a sit-in in the middle of a mall, you need to get over that because we've got things to do. One of
Hmm.
the other lines was something about, um, oh my goodness, I'm
If you have no
blanking now.
interest
Uh,
if you have no interest and
right.
no interest in equal rights for black people, then don't make a suggestion to those who do. Sit down. that loud.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Right. And so that was something of, and I think that was sort of a response to those, and that may have been a response to maybe the older
Hmm.
Black folks who
Yeah.
have been
Yeah.
critical of the Black Lives Matter movement, and the beautiful thing is that he didn't say, "Hey, I'm talking to you, Black men,
Right.
right now," or "Hey, I'm talking to you, older civil rights activists."
Oh yeah.
But it was,
Yeah.
clear, who he was talking about, and the other line was, if you're going to critique, it's something like, if you're going to critique what we're doing, make sure that you have also critiqued the oppression
Oppression that we
under which
suffer.
we operate.
Yes, yes.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
so many points. Now, me as a speaker and me as a an observer, political observer, like I saw his brain working. Like I can see the machinations in
Yeah.
his mind where he was calculating and taking his time and thinking about every thought. The last thing that jumped out to me was,
It was lyrical. It was
yeah,
for me. It was poetry.
it was.
Because of course I watched it more than once. The thing about the brands on our
Yes,
bodies.
I was just
Talking
going
about
there.
how.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, it gave me chills. We're talking about the brands, meaning from slavery, how they used to brand us to
Hmm.
identify us. And now here, so many people are working toward, getting brands or endorsements put
Yeah.
on our bodies and getting that money. And,
Hmm.
and he kept saying brands on our bodies. And it really was poetry to me. It was lyrical explanation of everything that he was feeling. And it just could not have been any better.
No, it's not possible. I don't think anyone could have done it better. I don't think he could have possibly said it better. Because to me, as I listened to his speech, he did what he did. I love to see people do what you think you would have done in a situation, right? When instead of somebody not rising to the occasion, I would rather see someone rise to those heights and say everything that you could have imagined to say and then some. And he really hit the nail on the head, that perfect intersection between race struggles and racial justice and class justice. I mean, he even called out the rich black. He said, we're all here getting money, we're all about that money, but as soon as we get it, it's gone. I mean, I don't
Right.
think anyone left there unscathed. It was perfect.